Yo, what is up, guys? Del Boy here, aka Blue Collar Sports TV. Hope you guys are doing well. So, I'm sure you guys are aware. Recently, Oleksandr Usyk called out Deontay Wilder, and he stated that Deontay Wilder was the fight he wanted most at heavyweight. Obviously, this weekend, Oleksandr Usyk is making his heavyweight debut this weekend against Chaz Witherspoon. But in regards to the Wilder comments, I think any reasonable boxing fan would sit back and say, Oleksandr Usyk is showing great ambition, he's saying all the right things, he's saying he wants to fight Joshua, he's saying he wants to fight Wilder. That's great. As a boxing fan, that's what I want to hear. That's what any reasonable boxing fan would say, right? Oleksandr Usyk has already sealed his legacy at cruiserweight. He will be remembered as either the greatest cruiserweight of all time or the second best cruiserweight of all time after Evander Holyfield. Whatever way you look at it, he's top two regardless. So his legacy is sealed at cruiserweight, and now he wants to repeat that at heavyweight. Everybody as a boxing fan should be pleased at that, and they should be encouraging that type of ambition. But a certain section of fans seem to have a problem with Oleksandr Usyk calling out Deontay Wilder. Why is that? I've heard absolute foolishness in regards to this call out. Absolute foolishness. Oh, Oleksandr Usyk is trying to build his name off of Deontay Wilder. What are you talking about? This is a guy who won every single world title he won in his opponent's backyard. He won the WBO against Glowacki in Poland, Glowacki's backyard. Glowacki was undefeated. He then unified against Maris Briedis. Briedis was the WBC champion, again in Briedis' backyard in Latvia. Briedis again undefeated. He beat him. He then fought Murat Gassiev in Russia. Gassiev was the IBF and WBA champion. He beat Gassiev in Russia. Again, Gassiev undefeated. He became an undisputed champion by beating all of the titleists in their backyard, and while they were undefeated and at their best. He then defended his undisputed status by fighting Tony Bellew in Tony Bellew's backyard. Of course, Tony Bellew, a former champion at cruiserweight himself. So he did all of his work away from home in his opponent's backyard. And by the way, that is without counting a title defence against Marco Huck in Germany, Marco Huck's backyard. That's without counting a title defence against Michael Hunter in America, Hunter's backyard. What are you talking about? Oleksandr Usyk is using Deontay Wilder's name to build himself. What are you talking about? Oleksandr Usyk built his name, he built his reputation by doing it in the ring and getting results. Something your favourite fighter, chances are, hasn't done. Including Deontay Wilder, including Tyson Fury, including Anthony Joshua. This guy's gone above and beyond. He's done things these guys haven't done. So for you to sit there and say he's using Deontay Wilder's name to build himself is downright foolishness. He's calling out Deontay Wilder because Deontay Wilder is a very good fighter, he holds a belt, and it's a challenge. That's why he's calling Deontay Wilder out. He's following the pattern he set in his career. You absolute moron. Man, the fanboys in the heavyweight division have been getting out of control for a long time now. Not just Deontay Wilder fans, I think we can all acknowledge that. But I think this is a new low. You know, it's a problem now when somebody calls out Deontay Wilder. Oleksandr Usyk, a guy who's cleared out cruiserweight, who will go down as one of the greatest cruiserweights of all time, if not the greatest cruiserweight of all time. If you're a regular boxing fan like myself, you should be really welcoming this fight and hoping it happens. Even if you're a Deontay Wilder fangirl, you should want this fight to happen because, like I said, Oleksandr Usyk will go down as one of the greatest cruiserweights of all time, if not the greatest cruiserweight of all time. If Deontay Wilder were to be the first man to beat him, that's a hell of a win. And if you look at his resume to date, a win over Oleksandr Usyk would trump any win on Deontay Wilder's resume. These are the names he needs, so why are you guys so against it? Why is it a problem to call out Deontay Wilder? Why do you get in your feelings about it? I don't get it. I really don't get it. And it's not a fight Deontay Wilder can't win. If Deontay Wilder lands that right hand, he can knock out Oleksandr Usyk, absolutely. He can win that fight. It will be hard, it's a risk, but he can win that fight, no doubt about it. But maybe the fact that it is a risk is the reason these guys are upset, and that's the reason these guys aren't keen on that fight. Maybe they are just content on Deontay Wilder taking fights that they are confident he will win. Maybe they don't want to see Deontay take risks, because, let's get it right, yeah? There's a lot of channels out there who have invested interest in Deontay Wilder. If he were to lose, that's a blow to their channel. When you've been spending the last 2 or 3 years preaching how great Deontay Wilder is, then he loses to Usyk, you look like an idiot. And maybe they're just not content, or they're not comfortable with that risk, hence why they are pushing against this and accusing Oleksandr Usyk of trying to steal Deontay Wilder's limelight when it couldn't be further from the truth. Like I say, a lot of people have invested interest on Deontay Wilder, and if he were to lose, it would be a blow to their channel. So why would they want Deontay Wilder to take a fight like Oleksandr Usyk? Why would they? Why would they? And listen, I'm not knocking anybody's hustle on here. Get your money, but don't poison boxing fans' minds in the process. Regardless of what side of the fence you sit on, whether you're a Deontay Wilder fan, or an Oleksandr Usyk fan, or just a boxing fan in general, we should all be singing from the same hymn sheet here. We should be encouraging this type of fight, and we should be keeping our fingers crossed that this happens down the line. There should be no pushing against this fight. Full stop. Oleksandr Usyk is more qualified than Luis Ortiz right now. You guys have no problem with that fight. I just don't get it, man. I really don't get it. A lot of you guys are too invested in individuals in this sport. You should take a step back and just enjoy boxing for what it is, a sport. And, as a sport, we want the best competitive matchups. Usyk versus Wilder is one of them. If this fight happens, regardless of who wins or who loses, I'm not going to lose any sleep. I will enjoy the fight, and after that, I'll move on with my life. A lot of you guys act like if your dude loses, it's the end of your life. It's insane, man. I just don't get how you can enjoy boxing that way. I don't get it, coming up with crackpot theories for everything that happens. Oh, Oleksandr Usyk is using Deontay Wilder's name. Come off it, man. The dude just wants to fight the best. He's having his introduction fight at heavyweight, and after that, he wants all of his dudes. What's wrong with that? You guys say, oh, I want people to fight the best. I want people to have ambition. When a guy does it, you shit on him. And I guarantee you, these are probably the same people who never gave Usyk credit in the first place for becoming undisputed and doing it in the way he done it. I guarantee you most of these guys never gave him any credit, but, it is what it is. Like I said, no matter what side of the fence you sit on, you should be encouraging this fight. If you're a boxing fan like me, just, who likes to see good fights, you're going to see a cracking matchup. If you're a Deontay Wilder fan and Wilder wins, Wilder's got a great win on the resume. And if you're a Usyk fan and Usyk wins, he's got a great win on his resume. Everybody should be pushing for this fight. Full stop, no questions asked. That's just what it is. But these days, we have so-called boxing fans, and I use that term lightly, we have so-called boxing fans saying certain fights shouldn't happen because, oh, Oleksandr Usyk's building his name off Deontay Wilder. Get out of here, man. Absolute nonsense. Yeah, these heavyweight fanboys really are getting too much. It's not just Deontay Wilder fans. It isn't. It's Joshua fans making all of the excuses in the world for why he lost. It's Tyson Fury fans still living in imagination land where Tyson Fury is still a champion and he holds that mythical lineal belt. These guys are embarrassing. These guys are not boxing fans. I'm sorry. They're fans of one fighter and that's it. And that's just what it is. And by the way, for those of you who are a bit slow, I'm not saying all Deontay Wilder fans are like this. I'm not saying all Joshua fans are like this or all Tyson Fury fans are like this. I'm not saying that. I've seen those fans of those fighters actually be fair and objective. So I'm not labelling all fans of these fighters as fanboys because there are fair fans out there. But there's a large contingent of fans of these fighters who are just embarrassing. And you've got some of these people uploading videos and just fooling young boxing fans into believing absolute nonsense. You know, you could write down what a lot of these guys know about boxing on the back of a postage stamp. And that's just what it is. Share your thoughts below. Peace.